All right. Everything should be good here, I think. All right. Hello. Welcome to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream here on twitch.tv/DDO stream, youtube.com/Dungeons and Dragons/live, and facebook.com/DDO Unlimited. I'm DDO's Community Manager Cordovan, and just kind of quick technical note at the start here. I was asked on YouTube to perhaps raise the overall volume of my voice slightly, just to kind of help equalize it compared to other videos that might be out there. So, I've done so. If you may need to adjust things slightly, if I'm a little bit too loud and if I'm kind of fuzzing out or whatever, I think I was at the start. I just dialed it back slightly, and I think we should be good. So let me know if the game client to voice volume ratio is okay on your end here, and we'll see where we go from there. I'm going to be in the hardcore server today. I have got a level 6. I am sorry to say that my previous hardcore character did not survive the session after last week's session here. I can't even remember at this point what killed me. I think it was that the one that was the kobolds in the waterworks? I don't know. There was one other one that was just kind of raffle stomped, and that was that. So, unfortunately, that character is now gone, but I planned ahead and had another level 3, who, since last Wednesday, I've now leveled to 6. This is a paladin, and there you go. Overconfidence is what killed me. This is true. I am quickly coming to terms with the fact that I am unlikely to hit 5,000 favor. It's not going to happen, but I'm going to hit like 20 Reaper points. 1750 is my first goal. If I can get that, then even if I need to dial back all the way to normal to get XP, my goal is to hit 20. So at the very least, I will have, hopefully by the end of this session here, to start, 1750 favor level 20 seems doable if I start playing smarter. And playing smarter I have been. So there we go. Now, taking a bunch of randos, although I'm sure you're all super talented people, is a little risky. But I'm sure you're going to do all great. Alright, I was kind of trying to decide what quest we should run. I have two options in front of me. One of them is Shanticor, the other one is Waterworks. I had been hoping that if we had a, let's just say, a decent, good rogue, we might hit Shanticor, but instead, I feel like we should do Waterworks. Unless someone is like, yep, I got all the traps. Great. Good to hear about the volume there. So. Alright, so what else could I mention here? We did have some unannounced downtime today. That was my fault. Sorry about that. We were down for a couple hours. It was really our weekly maintenance, plus a small amount of kind of like database maintenance that we did. But it didn't necessarily get messaged correct because we had a shorter work week than usual, etc., etc. Stuff. And so, sorry about that. But that was all it was, just a basic weekly maintenance. I will say that things are looking very, very good. That update 43, the next update, will be coming out next week. As a matter of fact, it is highly likely by the time you see me next Wednesday at this time, update 43 will be out. Stay tuned for more info on downtime specifics, etc., etc. But that said, it's looking good. So I'd say odds are very strong that we'll be able to achieve that. The other piece I would mention is that we are, for those who have been kind of keeping an eye on the calendar, we are, as of September today? Is it really September today? We have crossed the 10th anniversary milestone of going free to play, because that was what, September 4th, 2009. Oh my gosh, it's been 10 years. What are we going to be doing about that? We're going to have a couple of one-off specials. That'll be a mix of some kind of bonuses and other things. Sometimes things even for sale. We're doing a couple of package, things. Light on the details because we're gonna do this as a little bit of a surprise. So stay tuned for more information about that. But that's something we'll be doing in the next couple of weeks here. This is the final weekend, however. Before we get to that, this is the final weekend of double bonus points. So if you're thinking ahead to Sharn being released for DDO points perhaps later on this month, might be an opportunity for you. If you're trying to bulk up a bit for the hardcore servers or what have you, might be an opportunity for you. If maybe you're even thinking all the way ahead toward Black Friday, might be an opportunity for you. My track record whilst streaming is not been too great. True, although I have not... If I recall correctly, I have not yet died on the hardcore server on the live stream. Correct? It's always been off camera. So I can't use that as an excuse. What am I currently using on this character? So right now, not that anyone asked, but I'm going to answer it anyway. I currently am a level 6 Paladin. I want some self-healing and I want some buffage. I am currently all in on Vanguard, is the thing I'm doing. I recently picked up from running Catacombs, the battle-worn sword. So that is although I'm not a two-handed fighter, it is a great sword with ghost touch. Critical thing to have on the hardcore server if you have not been thinking about it. You're going to want ghost touch pretty darn soon at around level 6-ish, because those wraiths and things will hurt if you're not prepared. You don't need them for kobolds. The main thing you need for kobolds here is protection from evil potions for any kind of mental compulsions or holds or anything like that the mobs might be doing around this level range. The other thing I've noticed, and this has been the cause of my death because I did not think about it, is there are still a few mobs that'll do kind of death effects, like I got nuked once, I can't remember what it was called. So protection from evil potions, get that thing on as well. Basically protection from evil, protection from fire, resistance from fire, resistance, electricity, death ward or death block, and protection from evil, I would say are the musts at this point. But pretty soon, you're going to have to go up from there. So, Ghost Touch is an absolute must at this level. I have found, maybe not exactly at this level, but within another couple of quests here, that stuff's really going to start showing up. The other piece that I've learned is that you gotta go for the AC. At least that's been my experience. The other piece, you've got to be able to take care of your own life. You've got to be able to self-heal, whether it's potions or anything like that. That kind of goes without saying. But even on a rogue, I currently have a next in line that I'm already working on here. It's a rogue, only like level 2 at this point, but it's going to be a rogue. The thing I ran into with my last rogue is I was dependent upon potions until my UMD would get high enough. And then I'd even have teleport and stuff if I needed it. But I didn't have it very well at this level range, and so I just wasn't prepared enough. Took a couple of big hits, and I was just done. So that's been the life so far. I actually have been really liking my cleric. Cleric builds a lot, although I have also been very happy with my rogue. I thought the artificer went okay. That was just kind of a stupid death. I need to get some Omnispell. Let me pay to win real quick. Just because I don't happen to have anything with me. I'll just get some of that. Get us through what we need. You can just get spell components for that if you want. The main weapon I'm using, and I'm ready for an upgrade at any time here, is a Vorpal Longsword of Assassinate. Not that great. I do have Knight's Training. I took that at level 6 here. So I do have a critical multiplier on the longswords, and Vorpal +2 at this point is what I'm going for. And like I say, I'm ready to upgrade as soon as I find a better longsword. For the shield, I'm currently I do have Tower Shield proficiency, and I'm doing something that gives me a little bit of false life, just because that's what I happen to run into. Yes, fortification. Even, you know, even if you can't get 100% at this point, right? Even 50% might well save your life, right? Because it's going to be the one time where you don't have to take so much damage, and that's what's going to save your life. So, I've even been running on, like, I can't remember if I have fortification on this character or not yet, but it's like, even 40-50% fortification is something I've been doing here, so. Also, hey, by the way, if you haven't been keeping an eye on the freebie coupons of the week, you might want to, because we got some good coupons that have been paying off big time on the hardcore server here. What was it? It was those jump ones was the one, and then there was the other one that I recently picked up. I can't think of it right now. What's this week's? Oh, bull strength, lasting bull strength potions this week. So do that thing. Because, you know, who couldn't use a little more strength? Oh, I don't know. Maybe only if you're trying to hit something. So, that's been good. As you see here, I did manage to get lucky and pick up a Featherfalling Boots? Yep, Featherfall Boots. So I've got that on right now as well. And that is not required, but definitely among the super helpful things that you could outfit yourself with. Neutralize poison's another good one. I have not been as good as I should be about that, but you're right. I think pretty soon I'm going to have to start worrying about the trogs a lot more. So that'll be valuable. And I'm going to have to start buying those potions. The other thing, and I guess I really have to thank... I've heard other people say this too, but I really want to thank Lessa for getting it in my head here that... you need to set aside the plat you're not using. So, for example, if you have come out of a dungeon and you sell and repair and you got all the potions you need and you've got 8,000 plat still sitting in your inventory, go visit the shared bank, the plat vault, and drop that stuff off. Because next life you're going to wish you had that 8,000, and then that 8,000 can become... I'm not going to say you're going to get millions here, but you could get tens of thousands to start off your life in a way that would be much better for you than trying to wing it by yourself. And then, of course, if you ever want to get into, like, the auction house type stuff, you're going to have a bunch of work ahead of you. So this will help there as well. So, DDO Brazil, we have... from the start, worked to be very careful on our messaging for the hardcore server. You know, we don't know if this is going to be coming back. You know, we got our kind of internal plans, and we've been keeping an eye as to how things have been going here in recent weeks, and things have been going good, I think. Hopefully people agree. But we also have not made any kind of commitments, in part because we want to see what impact this has long term. And one of those factors is we don't want to... we still want people to feel comfortable playing with their friends on the regular non-hardcore servers as well. So that part of the sort of things we're looking at includes that. And so if we didn't quite get the mix right this time around, you know, if we do bring it back, perhaps that's something we can better improve in the future. We also have a few other plans that we're kind of working on that it's too early to really talk about yet. Yeah, that's true. We do have Night Revels coming up here pretty darn soon. Is this what? Summer is over. Except it's not yet. Or is it? After update 43 here, which, like I said, all signs point to next week on that one, we'll be working on a patch for Night Revels. Hard to say at this point whether it's going to be formally called update 44 or whether it ends up being patch 2 or something like that. I think it might be a little early to say that for sure. But it will include, like I mentioned, some Night Revels work at the very least, and a few other things perhaps beyond that. I will say for the Mac OS X users, we are looking to shift over to the Wine client in the near future. And so we'll be doing some messaging in that regard and making sure that things are going to be working good there when we do officially switch over. So stay tuned, we'll have a little messaging coming up, I think, fairly soon on that. Could we update Heroic, VOD, and Hound? We could. It's definitely not on the schedule, though. Night Revels will be October. Whether it's, say, day 1 October, probably not. But it should be at least, I would say, by mid-October. Night Revels is most likely going to be here. Mid-ish would be what I would probably commit to at this point. Might be even a little bit earlier than that, depending on kind of how things go. It's true, those Theric wraps are perhaps not what they used to be. But, Tardy Dog, that is a question I don't specifically know. Make sure that you're getting an error when trying to buy DDO points. First off, make sure you're buying points from the store, right? In-game store, not the market. And if it says you need to accept the terms and conditions of our license agreement, then I would reboot the game client. Perhaps, for whatever reason, you haven't... what... Did someone go in on normal?
Yeah, somebody's in there on normal.
Anyway, okay, exit rescuing Arlos. We need to reset the quest. If you're in the part 1 still, just stay there. Wait, it got entered on normal by accident. So there should be either a terms and conditions checkbox, like somewhere in that pay flow, or maybe if they mean the license agreement, they mean the terms of service when you first launch the game client. Either way, technical support or account support can help you as well. That's help.standingstonegames.com. Help.standingstonegames.com. Someone... Hey, who's in the quest? Which one's in the quest here? Do we know? Friendly First, Celestial, Morning Tuck. Runaway. I need you to leave the quest, please. Okay. Alright, we'll stay in here so that you can re-enter part 1 here with us, and then we'll enter part 2. Ghostbane augments for the win. That's true. That's the other piece I've been doing, is trying to work to get some of those freebie augments in that too. So, oh, I have not yet hit refresh on Facebook. Sorry, folks. I missed your comments. Will hardcore be available for premium players? At this time, we have nothing to mention along those lines.
18 died.
Oh, ouch. Ouch. Ooh, Kenneth crafted red augment weapons, low-level Reaper. I bet Luke, so my guess is that is what you need to do if you really want to be doing Reaper here on hardcores. You're going to be doing min-max and all those bonuses, including like Kenneth crafting and things like that, which means preparation. All right, I'm just waiting on Runaway here to enter the zone, and then we will...
We're good.
Go.
He's in here.
Oh, he's here? Okay.
Yep.
Good deal. Cool. So even though there's a part who's like, oh, I don't need to worry about electricity, I'll be fine. You're fine until you're not. That's what I have learned. You are fine until you are not. And then oftentimes when that happens, if you're not prepared, or sometimes you don't even have a chance to be prepared. You know, I've had situations where, for example, I would just held one shot, boom. Lost a character or two that way. And, so, you know, it could be rough. It could be real rough on the hardcore worlds. Next thing you know, you're just done. Yep, I definitely, Lessa will agree with you on that one. Go for those low-level Kenneth challenge items. I myself just, I don't know, I guess I just haven't done that, but perhaps I should.
Remnant.
So like I said, I've gone Vanguard, full plate, tower shield, long sword bonus because I want... Oh, actually, I don't just want. I believe, as of now, because I hit level 6, I believe I have Unyielding Sovereignty. Where is that? Deity feats. I do have Unyielding Sovereignty. I just leveled up last session right before I played here, so. If you're trying to use, in your case, the Lotro store, your game freezes, you can only restart the game. Again, I really, technical support is the worst possible thing to try to provide over a live stream, but I will say that I would check two things. Well, I check a couple of things. I would check to see if you have an external store, internal store toggle, and perhaps change it from what it was. I would also check to make sure you don't have any pop-up blockers or things like that. Perhaps something like that's not playing nice. And then finally, I would try clearing your browser cache, like all those cookies and crap out. Because what if you've got a little bit of bad data or something in there? Maybe that might be causing it as well. So I would try those three things before getting in touch with technical support. Were I you? Perhaps, hopefully, that'll help a little bit. This week's bonus has not been mentioned yet. It is 30%. Challenge boost, a 30% challenge rewards boost. So speaking of low-level Kenneth challenges on the hardcore server, you'll get 30% more stuff for succeeding. So this might be the time to get some of that done if you want to do that. And that'll kick off tomorrow, run through Sunday. Again, this is the final weekend of double bonus points. I know people who keep a close eye on the calendar are often pretty interested in this one because we've got things like, you know, Sharn being released for points and even a little bit ahead of, like, Black Friday and stuff and other things. Just a quick reiteration, we do have a couple of kind of special one-offs we'll be doing here in the coming weeks. You in the DDO store and elsewhere in honor of the 10th anniversary of going free to play. So, congrats us, I guess. See, it's those lightning bolts. You get crit with a couple of those lightning bolts. If you don't have resist or something on, they can and will just take you out. Alright, so 30% challenge rewards boost. Sometimes if I'm just clearing up inventory, I will just chug these potions I just get. Because you never know when it might actually help you. Yes, except when you drink a potion of wonder and get Shavroth blades. I can't remember. Did we see that? Did we see, Lizzie, you and I saw someone die from a wonder pot, right? Or heard someone die of a wonder pot?
The first time I died, I landed in the land of lost souls with someone who drank a wonder pot and was very annoyed that they died to it. And I'm like, damn, if I had to die, why couldn't I die to a wonder pot? That's how I want to go.
That's right, yeah, those blades and stuff will take you out.
I mean, I know I've killed a couple of my guildies, which you can vouch for with wonder pots. Not on hardcore.
That's actually a good point. Someone in Twitch chat reminded me of something here. Let me quick mention, it is true we do not do weekly bonuses on the hardcore world. It just seemed to be the fairest way to go about it. We didn't want someone to be like, I can't play this weekend because, you know, grandma's in town or grandpa or whatever, you know? And then you miss out on the one chance to get X. So, good point about what I just said about the hardcore server for one. But two, yes, the bonuses are not on the hardcore server. And will not be. So that's for the regular servers. Geez, there was something else I was going to mention here. Let's see what if I can remember what that was.
The prisoner thanks you for freeing him and runs off to sea.
Oh, I've actually found Trip to be fairly useful as well. That's one of the things I was going to mention. Even on a character that's not like maxed out, occasionally if you just enter combat with the Trip, you'll knock those suckers down because they'll roll a 1 or something like that. And then next thing you know, you're able to take out a pretty tough mob that you might not have otherwise. So hey, there you go. Nothing to announce on the Mimic Hunt coming back. I'm sure it will at some point here in the future, but nothing to announce at this time. Oh, I know, the other piece I was going to mention. Sorry, folks in my group today. You're doing this all for nothing. I'm not going to give away stream points on the hardcore server. It was something I had to kind of think long and hard about. And I ultimately decided to go and not give out points on the hardcore server for the same reason that I don't want anyone, due to a leaderboard, perhaps getting an undue advantage from some free points they got from running on the stream. So that's why I'm not going to do that, sorry.
Hidden door was
Actually, you know what, though? That said, let me take your names down, and I can get you not anything that would have a tangible benefit, but I could mail you a pet rock, because we don't have those on the hardcore server. So how about I mail you a pet rock instead?
You know, normally I don't take the stuff you offer, but you know I would take a pet.
Yeah. Good one, Fowler. Yep.
I'd be up for the zombie optional.
Oops. We missed a thing. Did we? I don't think we hit all the... No, we haven't cleaned this out yet.
Do you want to do the zombie optional before we get Arlo's?
Yeah.
That ought to be fairly easy.
Okay. Yeah, with all these clerics? Sure.
You and I did this on Elite and had no problem with it, so with 3 clerics.
Yeah, but remember I died over
That's
here
right.
too at one point.
It should be a breeze.
Yeah, I died. There was that Chief Ehrlich or whatever, and we were fighting him the other way around, and a bunch of kobolds came up from behind and just basically 1-2 smacked me down. That's true, curse pots. You know, the number of times where you would have maybe survived had it not been for the fact that you did not have, let's say, a protection from evil potion active or something like that is surprisingly high. So, where are we going?
Grab it.
Somebody have Arlos?
No, not yet. We're doing the zombie
We
optional
didn't talk to
first.
Arlo's until we were all there.
Oh.
There we go. I can't, unfortunately, I would love to kind of have some, let me break the rules business talk with you about kind of how things have been going on hardcore. I can't really do that, I'm sorry to say. What I can say is that it seems to have been, people are having a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun, and things seem to be going well. So that's really about the most I can say on how the hardcore server is going. But I think everyone, well, maybe not everyone, but hopefully most people are recognizing kind of what's going on here. So. I'm afraid, well, am I? Am I really? I don't know if that's actually true. I think Arlos and I are... mission critical teammates. If your character and account should be in perfectly good shape, even if you have not played in years. The only rare exception to that is if you maybe had an old Codemasters account you're trying to get active or something like that. Most of that is no longer available.
Once
But
more, Arlos dashes off
know.
towards the surface and safety.
for the most part, all your characters and servers and everything will just be sitting there waiting for you. So. Shield pot or wand to save you from magic missile. That or night shield will work as well. Level 7 guild. Yeah, I didn't join the main guild. I just brought a chapter of the Thelanis guild to the hardcore world. So that's all that is happening there. We're kind of starting fresh because, hey, why not? A neat experiment to see what we can be. We do have enough now to get that XP shrine, so I got a 1% XP shrine. So that counts for something. Yay, I'm not useless. I know, but my guild is... Actually, we're 12 at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, Bull's Might. Lasting potion of Bull's Might. We also got a Far Shifter and an Orient Express, so we were able to do that. Kind of useful. Hardcore will not stick around beyond its announced end date of November 15th. It'll be through November 15th. That is our announced end date for the Hardcore League, and it may or may not ever come back. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I'm not trying to be coy. I'm being serious. As long as everyone's having a good time and everything's working out great, you know, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't. But you know, that's something that we don't want to commit to either. No, Growler. I don't think that. That's not the first time I've seen that comment about, well, why don't we just make, if it's so successful, just make all the servers permadeath. I think this, part of what makes this successful is the fact that it's an event. It has very specific set parameters, etc., etc. I think if this were just like 100% full-time, it might lose some of its impact. All right, let's say, yeah, sure, let's do it. But as long as you guys are all willing to handle some crazy ideas, I want to try a server weekend someday. This wouldn't be on a live server either, where we would just like turned on friendly fire. That's what I want. just one server. Just do a special server with friendly fire on for a weekend. Let's see what happens. I guess I would make it a PvP server, but the intention would be more just, well, troll your friends, I guess. In a good way, though, I mean. Yeah. Yeah, one of the most interesting things that we've been hearing on the conversation about hardcore is how it feels to play on the hardcore server, due in large part to the fact that everyone kind of started fresh in a way. And so that's in part also why, if we were ever to bring back hardcore, I don't think your characters aren't going to carry over. Neither is all the other stuff, right? There's going to be a period of time where you can transfer off the server to a server of your choice for free and bring all that stuff with you. Now remember, shared bank stuff doesn't come with you and will probably be lost were we to do a wipe for any future endeavor. So just basically you'll be piling stuff into your inventory and then transferring the characters to the live worlds. But I think we would start fresh again, were we to do another version of the event server, because it matters in a way that I think is relevant.
The smell of rotten flesh pours from the other side of the door ahead.
Oh no. The window on character transfers at the conclusion, we haven't yet announced because we're kind of still working out some of the final details of it. But the way it'll probably be is either towards the very end of the event or during a window after the event has formally completed. You'll be able to log on to the server in some capacity, potentially kind of a limited capacity where you'd have access to the bank and all the other kind of stuff you'd need to get the job done. And then just go through the basic world transfer process. Whether that is, say, day and date, how long it lasts, when exactly it starts, these things are still unannounced, but that's the rough plan, basically. The main thing is you're going to be able to get your stuff, and you're going to be able to transfer off the hardcore server for free with the stuff that you got. Actually, there is one exception to that, though. I'm not sure that we're really going to be able to do much about astral shards.
Remember, you need spaces on your server you're transferring to. Character slots.
That's true. The basic things do apply. For example, you will also not be able to be the guild leader, so you will have to have an opportunity to disband your guild, which, like I say, will be wiping things anyway. But you'll need to do that in order to transfer your guild leader off. But yeah, I would not stockpile a whole bunch of astral shards at this point, because you know, astral shards work on a per server basis, and I'm not sure that how much of that's going to be able to be preserved between hardcore leagues. Now, you know, clearly that's a bit of an unanswered question, but I wouldn't, you know, stockpile too much at this point. Oh man, I really wish I had my jump isn't active either. Use up some of these potions, I guess. Oh yeah, there's one of those bull's mites.
In the center of the room, a grate covers a shaft that, dropping straight
Ooh, a
down
pale
the
lavender.
shaft would
That's
be deadly.
neat.
You see
I
pipes
approve.
intersecting it that might help break your fall.
Sure, I can appreciate that. You know, knowing that it'll be reset is potentially a turnoff for some people. You know, that's fine. That's understandable. But I think for others, it makes the most sense for the nature of this specific event. Oh, another piece of advice I might have for people is to... Oh my god. Why are we doing this? There we go. Not forget about your collectibles bags. When you're done questing, or even potentially if you want to be particularly good about it, between quests, make sure to drop those collectible bags into your crafting storage, because when you die, all that stuff's going away too. So all those collectibles you spent time collecting, if you do happen to die, you know, they're gone unless you've put them over into your crafting storage, which would be recommended. So do that. I thought it was done. All right. That was a little scary. Yes, you will be able to do a world character transfer on a character in Limbo. The Land of Lost Souls. Like I say, we're kind of working out some of the final details on it, but there's some thinking about, well, for after the event's done, we can put a banker or something in there and, you know, sort out whatever we need to sort out, and then do it that way. You're level 23 wizard, cool. Oh gosh, did I think it was...
You gonna have your skelly pull it, or?
I think it was... level 22 that I saw die yesterday. I am sorry to say. And my heart hurt for that. A 28 die? What? Why are they level 28? Oh my god. It's terrible. I guess they're doing an ERTR. Still. Ouch. I don't know. What else could I mention? I know that we're kind of winding down the show a little bit in the final 10 minutes. I'm not quite sure what all I should talk about. I think I've basically gone through all the news. Class work is, you know, hard underway with Alchemist. That's not yet ready to go yet for a preview, so we're still working on that. But it's coming along, and like I said, next week should be the new adventure pack. Now, you do not need the Sharn expansion in order to play the pack. It is an adventure pack, however, so you'll want to either be VIP or purchase the adventure pack, or be a season pass holder, which is too late now if you missed your chance on that one, but still. That's what I'm thinking. When I hit 18, 19, everything on casual. That is absolutely my plan as well. Yep. As a matter of fact, once I hit 1750 favor, I think I'm going to scale back the difficulty so that I am very confident that I will be able to handle the challenge, and there will be minimal scary bits. Because even if you think just running all this stuff on normal is going to remove all that stuff, it won't. You're still going to have some particularly difficult encounters, even on normal, even though you should be able to take care of the numbers at that point. That's still not going to be a cakewalk, necessarily. You could still die, so don't get too overconfident, even on normal. But that is my intention as well. Is once I hit 1750 favor on this character, it's a race to 20. Then if I achieve both those goals and there's time left, then I'll start focusing on like a kind of a quote Reaper character and worry a lot more about the higher level, higher difficulty quests. I think the opportunity to add an outfit to Giant Hold crafting has probably passed. Were we to ever revisit the Giant Hold itemization system, perhaps it's something we could do then, though. I don't know how many people have even run Monastery of the Scorpion on Elite, but oh my god, don't? Unless you are absolutely know what the heck you're doing. Same with Enter the Kobold. Same with a whole bunch of them, right? No, Growler. I've been following up a little bit on that. The only piece that's left is I have not had the opportunity to actually speak to the artist because of the because they were just out and other things. Similar to our other kind of particle effect tech, it is client-side only. And the reason for that is that prevents it from having a deleterious impact on the rest of the game world. I know that some people would like to, see that trail of their friends or whatever, but there's technical challenges to that. And unfortunately, if people had the expectation that that would be visible, then perhaps that was a failing on our part in not kind of being clear about it. But should be pretty... It's in line with the other kind of stuff that we've done, because it's a particle effect.
I'm okay with either doing or skipping the ogre.
So it is working as intended. Now, I'm not opposed to doing something different, but let's do it. But I think there may be technical reasons why we can't / shouldn't. That would involve, drawing of all those particle effects on other people's game points and that sort of thing. So.
You hear loud footsteps on the other side of the door.
All right. No, sorry. I perhaps got confused as to the things. A sound file would not be a particle effect. The bloody footprints are what I'm talking about here. But like I said, the one piece I have not yet done is actually spoken to the artist. So let me do that before I disappoint anyone further. But I believe that is working as intended. On the repeater crossbow blade barrier sound, I'm not hearing that, right? So blade barrier is the knife sound, like psh, psh. I'm not hearing that on this repeater. Am I missing something? one shaman down. Oh, you... Anyway, I mean, I get what you're saying, but there's also a part of me who feels like, hey, if you've earned those bloody footprints, they're cool for you. And you're going to be one of very few people who have that special item. So I think it'll still remain cool, even if perhaps it's not drawing for others in the way that you would have expected. But I will do some follow-up work on that. Someone put skulls in, as if I was gonna die. What would lead you to that conclusion? Common sense? A look back at history? General gut reaction? Yep, one hold spell all over. So later on, in a few minutes here, when I'm done here, we're going to move on over to Samus Garobo. He'll be hosting on DDO stream here. You can find him over, of course, on Samus Garobo. And later on today, we got some more stuff as well. I've been kind of off and on. Lately, a little more off just because of the holiday weekend. Streaming hardcore, but I'll probably be doing some more of that. And so you can maybe keep an eye on DDO stream if you're interested. I know Strim Tom has been doing a bunch of cool work and is on the leaderboards. So that's definitely one to check out. There's some other good stuff as well. By the way, the skull that you're seeing on my stream, you can use it too. You can find it over on DDO.com/hardcore. So I recall once when that feature first debuted, looking at Steam cards for DDO, and I just don't see us really doing it, but it's cool. You know, it's 1 o'clock. I know we kind of already did this part here, but I think I kind of need to call it a stream here because I got some work I need to get done. I don't know if you guys want to go in and go without me or what, but we'll sort it out. So anyway, that is going to wrap it up on the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream. Samus Garobo will be up in just a minute here. I'll be back next Wednesday. Maybe 43 will be out by then. If so, we'll probably be checking that out on the stream. Hope you're having a good time in DDO. We'll have a lot more coming up in the coming weeks. So have a great day, all. See ya.